extra towels. I drip dry.
She drip dry.
Welcome to the Drip Dry Podcast, where we let it all hang out. I'm your girl, Jasmine Christine.
I'm Faith Marie.
And I'm Maya Monet.
We are three best friends, and we're here to share our lives in our 30s. So, on this episode, we are going to talk about controversial topics. But before we talk about topics, we got to tell you guys what we're drinking. Every episode, we have a drink of choice. This drink is going to be a lovely mimosa. So,
Oh my god.
I haven't had it. It's like a sparkling mimosa.
Yeah. It's got a little,
Well, aren't they all sparkling?
little mango in it.
okay, so controversial topics.
I'm
I
scared.
feel like
I'm really scared.
I'm terrified.
I need to-
I'm scared to post it on the internet.
Yeah. But no.
Yeah.
What I'm really thinking in my head. Hey,
honestly, I think it's gonna be great.
I'm just gonna bullshit.
I mean, I think it's gonna be great too, and I'm very curious to see what you guys think of something because
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
something
like
we haven't talked
I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of different than a lot of people, but maybe I'm the same. Actually, I wouldn't know because I don't talk about controversial topics with
Yes,
anybody.
this is not her. She hates talking about stuff.
I
like
don't.
this.
It definitely.
This is her.
She don't want to argue.
This is
I don't like
the ick for her.
confrontation a lot.
No.
Unless it's like blatant, like bad, like last episode, you cheat on my friend, you do something to hurt my friend, like blatantly disrespectful, I will come for me, I will beat your ass. I will beat
Coming for
your
next.
ass.
Coming for next.
But everything else, like I don't want to fight.
Just like it's not
Like at the nail salon, like oh my god, they look great, thank you so much, and then I pay $100
hates
for
them.
them.
She hates them.
Yeah, and then I go home and cry. That's me all day.
And then I go home and
Yep. And then I'm like, why didn't you tell them?
because I've been
She's like,
there
I just-
before.
She's
I'm
like,
a
it's
person who is a people pleaser and don't want to ruffle feathers.
Mhm.
I've been there.
Yeah.
That's the
Plastic in
thing.
my
Like
eyes.
I'm the person. I don't like to ruffle feathers. I hate ruffling feathers until you force me to. 'Cause
Yeah.
I will ruffle.
when you force me to ruffle feathers, it's like a bull in a china shop. It's over. Like it's.
I literally
I'm
have
probably going to jail.
this tattoo on me is literally to remind myself that.
What?
Like I literally
Don't
got
go to
this
jail.
feather. Don't go to jail. No, the reason why I got this feather tattoo on here and I told him to make it look perfect is to remind myself I don't have to be perfect. I can ruffle my feathers.
Controversial topics. We're going to start with mine since it's really light on the scale. Should you split the dinner check if it's like a group of people, especially if it's celebrating somebody's birthday, like it's their birthday dinner? Should you say like, we're just going to split everything evenly?
No, absolutely not. The only way I would ever agree to that is if you're going to a restaurant where the menu is preset
Okay.
and it's the same amount for everybody. So it's like, you know, sometimes when you go to like a restaurant like Maggiano's, they have like a family style dinner. And so it's this amount per person.
Oh, okay.
Not like, oh, if I'm just somebody and I'm ordering a salad and you're somebody that's ordering steak and you're ordering whatever you want.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be paying for the equal meal if my meal's only going to cost me like $35.
Yeah.
But you're over here ordering drinks, steak, lobster, and now
Right.
I'm covering your meal too.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's different when you say maybe we split the birthday girls tab. If you want to say, hey, everybody pitch in $5, $10 for the birthday girls tab. But
Yeah.
to be like, no matter what anybody orders, when the check comes, one person's going to use their card and we're all just going to split it equally. I just think that's nonsense.
I've never been to a group dinner and they've said, let's just split the whole thing. It's always been you pay for yourself.
Yeah. I've seen that multiple
Or,
times
hey,
on
I will
TikTok.
pay for the birthday person and myself. You get
It's just now
yourself.
clicking in my head what y'all talking about. When y'all
Oh.
when y'all was saying split, I'm like in my mind I was thinking each person pays for themselves. No,
Like
you mean
splitting
like
the check.
a whole total. Like this
Yeah.
is the total.
The check
Let's
total is
split the-
$800
and we
and
divide
there's
that
8
by-
people here, so everybody pays $100. I'm not fucking
But I
doing
only
that.
ordered a
No.
salad.
Yeah, no.
And I chose to drink
and a
one
mimosa.
drink. And somebody else over here was like, I'm
Yeah.
ordering 5 drinks
Lobster.
plus an appetizer, dessert,
Yeah,
and
no.
an entree. We're not doing that.
No.
But I've seen that so many
Unless
times.
you're the birthday
on-
girl, that's not happening.
Period.
we're celebrating you, or we're celebrating you. Like say you got a job, or you got a promotion, or if we're celebrating you, then we're gonna pay for you.
Everybody
Yeah.
pitches
We're gonna-
in,
yeah,
or somebody's
But
like,
that's-
no,
yeah.
hey, this time I got it. I want to pay for the birthday girl, blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
people on TikTok are like coming at people's necks. Like, no, it should be split evenly. I just don't
Then we
understand
all
the
need to order
logic
the
to
same
that.
thing if we're
Yeah.
splitting it evenly. Okay,
Right.
you want to split it even? Then we're all getting the exact same thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
no, that
I don't
doesn't
think
make
it makes
any
sense.
That
I don't know
only
why
a
people
person
get
who
so-
says that is the person who's ordering all the shit on the menu.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Facts.
You're trying to get a free meal, not today,
Yeah.
mug.
Mug. Yeah, I don't. That's never. The only thought that I had was like when that would be okay is if you're going to a restaurant where it's $4.99 per person for a preset menu, where maybe you do still get to pick what you want off that menu, but it's
Yeah.
preset.
Let's talk about
Because that just doesn't make any sense to me. Why
where we
would I
going
be
is
paying that?
$4.99.
No, I'm sorry. $49.99. Lord
$49.99.
hell.
When you said that, I was like, $4.99. Where's she going? Where's she man?
Thank you.
$4.99.
Yeah, it's $49.99, and it's a preset menu, and it's like, because I've been to a restaurant before, like for my parents' anniversary, we went to a restaurant where they did say since it is a large party like this in the room that you have, it does have to be one check, one person paying for it, blah, blah, blah. But if everybody just get to order whatever they want, I'm not doing it. I would gladly get up, go to the waiter and be like, I'm paying for my meal.
I will
And then I'm
gladly get up
bouncing.
and go to McDonald's.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Okay, let's get into something a little bit more nitty gritty.
Okay, we stair stepping.
What you got?
Okay, this is a good one. Can you dance with the opposite sex while at a club, or like an outing, a lounge party, and you're in a relationship? Is it off limits, or should it just be a golden rule that in a relationship or when you're in a relationship, you do not dance with the opposite sex at all?
So I think I know where you stand.
I say it definitely depends on the relationship you have. There are people who
I
have an
agree.
open relationship.
Yep.
So if you got an open relationship, to them it's kind of like I could do whatever I want.
I don't think it's just the open relationship. I think
Some
it's just how much
relationships,
you
they
trust
just
your
trust their partners
partner.
that much.
Yeah.
Correct. Now I will say, do I want that in a relationship that I have next? Nah, I'm not fucking with it. Only because I've seen so many times where it's like that led to something else.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
your
that's the
original
problem.
That goes back
intention.
to the trust. Do you trust your
Yeah.
partner?
Yeah, it's like your original intention was like, oh, I'm just having fun.
Mhm.
Then you
Now
got
it
numbers.
led to y'all
something.
pelvis to
Right.
pelvis, her
Hey,
ass is
what,
on
girl?
you twerking, and it's just like,
They what?
yeah, it's just
Pelvis to pelvis.
mm-mm.
My pelvis don't even touch nobody else because my
Girl,
wait.
you and me both. You and me both. But
It's
yeah,
the
it
stomach.
just turns into like a real sticky situation. But some people, they're like, I
Me
can
and
fuck with
Elijah don't care.
and y'all are
Maybe I shouldn't speak for him, but I know him.
But even when y'all in public, like when dudes try to talk to y'all, he don't get offended. Like he's
No,
very secure. in
that's
his
different.
Yeah,
though.
he
be
knows.
like-
You think that's
So-
different?
Then just somebody coming up and be like, hey, blah, blah, blah. But then
Like
you're,
when they're
you're
blatantly hitting on
dancing
you.
with. I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody hitting on you. They're basically telling you like you look nice, blah
Please
blah,
don't.
and it's always your reaction that makes it
Yeah.
either better or worse.
Oh, for
Not
sure.
the other person, because you can't control. Not
Some
all
partners, you be like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It
That's
always
mine.
depends on your reaction, though. Your reaction is like, no, thank you. Like, if he could see you from far across the room going like, no, thank you. Like, I'm in a relationship. That to me looks like, okay, I can trust that person. That person looks like they're handling the situation. But if you're there like twirling your hair and you're like, oh my God, like, no, stop. And yeah, I mean, like, I'm kind of in a relationship. But like, that's what I'm saying. People will do that. Or if you got caught doing it. So maybe like you didn't even know your partner was there, or somebody's filming it, or somebody just goes back to your partner and says, I seen so and so at the thing. She didn't look like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's
My they
different.
pulled up on me at the club all the way downtown in some Nike flip flops, some basketball shorts, and a t-shirt. Now that I think about it, that was a red flag. The fact that he even, like, come on, bro. Really? She was like, that's your boyfriend? I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, he not playing no games. Like, oh.
But you said you and Elijah wouldn't care. So, like, if a girl was dancing on him, like, straight up ass twerking on him, you would be like, that's cool?
Not if we were together. Not if we were together, obviously we'd be dancing together. We would not dance with the opposite sex if we went out together.
If he went out and he just danced with a girl.
Yeah, if he was with his boys, I was with my girls. I don't think I would care because I know him. I know that he would never ask for her number. He would not. Now, if that changed, obviously, I would have a different opinion. But he would not do that, and he has not done that. So it's literally just been like strict dancing, get out of there, like whatever. And he's never lingered too long, ever. So
He didn't linger.
I mean, and he trusts me enough that, and he knows that I don't linger. I dance more with my girls than I dance with a man. It's very rare. If a man just like comes up to me and starts dancing with me, I might like dance with him for a little bit, but then I'll be like, hey, gotta go, bye, gotta blast with my friends, you know.
Gotta blast.
Yeah, and I don't like confrontation, but that is one thing I will say, like, get the F off me. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Get the F off of her.
But he's all for me getting free drinks and stuff, twirling my hair a little bit.
He's like, go, baby.
He don't care. Because he
got a bike.
Yeah, he trusts
So
me.
it's all about trust. See, I don't. But has it ever happened where you guys were together and then a guy wanted to dance with you?
I can't recall that, but I know guys have hit on me in front of him. Just sitting at a restaurant, the waiter will hit on me, like blatantly right in front of him.
Are you
and he
serious?
just laughs. He just sits there and he's like, "What's she gonna say to that?" Yeah. Yeah. No, it's bad.
No. I'd be like, Jasmine.
Elijah thinks it's funny.
Right in front of me. I'll get him out. The waiter said something and then
I don't know if I could. Not that I would make a big scene.
You would
but
talk
like,
about it later.
Yeah, I just feel like there's some. I think it's different when like maybe you're in like a group setting and in the group people just start coming over and you're dancing in a group.
Yeah.
But when some girl is like straight up twerking her ass on you and you leaning back like to me that's like I'm not rocking with that.
I couldn't do it with him together in the same room.
Yeah,
but, like,
that part,
to enjoy himself, like go out, like whatever.
As long as I'm not there and y'all ain't nobody pulling no phones out.
Yeah, honestly, like just don't tell me about it. Like we don't have to talk about. I don't know.
Some things.
But that's like where I draw the line. Is there?
Just the dancing.
Just dancing, like.
Y'all better not say nothing. Don't say 2 words. Just dance.
Yeah, just dance.
That's it. I'm watching you.
But it's kind of like, I guess this is another one. It's not on our papers, but like, would you let your man go to a strip club?
Hell yeah, we going together.
Not together, like by
I
himself.
don't care.
I'll let you go to the
That
strip club.
I would absolutely not do.
They got good
But
ones there. But I go to the strip club by myself.
I do.
I go to the strip club without him by myself. So I mean,
Oh, you would never catch me dead.
he had to come to the strip club. He had to come pick me up from the strip club before, cause my cousin wasn't ready to go, and they was like, "No, we're gonna stay."
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm ready to go."
To a burlesque show though.
Oh, I would maybe do that. I like shows. That's why I'm okay with like the Black Magic show because it's an actual show.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like a room full of random dudes and you pay them to like.
Okay.
It's the
But the strip club
sophisticated
is like
way
a club.
to do.
Really,
a
honestly,
strip club.
strip clubs are clubs where it's naked girls dancing on stage. That's it.
Oh.
It's not as bad as you think it is. Think of like being in a locker room, but it's a club. That's what it's like.
That's like, here you go, babe. Like, just go ahead and look. You just can't touch.
Yeah, and
It's
when you go to
just like a burlesque show.
Yeah.
Like, when we went to Black Magic.
I would not take my man to a burlesque show.
Really?
No.
But I'm just saying, but you wouldn't want him to go without you, is what you're saying. But it's what I'm saying is it's very similar to a Black Magic show. We were just sitting there and we ain't seen no ding-a-lings.
That he can't go to a burlesque show when I'm sitting at Black Magic.
And you been.
I mean, I would be like, okay.
And
okay.
she going back.
It's happening. But you never. you've never seen Black Magic, put it on your bucket list.
It's
You
good.
need it.
It's a good show.
You need it. It's a very sophisticated way to see people, like if you were, wanting to do a strip club or whatever, but like you wanted the dancing to be really nice.
It's not as raunchy.
Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I would let you go to a strip club. Because majority of the time it's different than if you're dancing at a club and somebody's throwing their ass on you. Majority of the time they're not. They're on the stage and they're doing stuff. Or if they come behind you, they're like, just putting their arms on you, that kind of thing. But they're not like, when you're dancing with somebody, you can get close. They can turn around. You can put your arms around their neck and you be face to face like that. That's not.
Yeah.
That's too
it's
close.
kind of a gray area for me. It's just gray all around.
It's gray all around. It's 50 Shades of Gray.
And it's 50 Shades of Gray, literally.
I love that.
I have a hard time with saying like, I can do it, but he can't. I have a hard time.
Double standards.
I'm bad with double standards.
Well, I want to talk about controversial topic of COVID.
COVID-19.
Just start to finish, COVID.
Start to finish.
Vaccine. Get it, not get it.
How do people feel? I want to talk about how people basically tried to shame people and said the people who didn't get the vaccine needed to go to jail or be locked up or be held in contempt.
I thought that was
And
extreme.
yes, like
That's so
all the people
extreme.
that lost their jobs only for them to come out and say, we really don't know if it's effective.
Yeah.
But y'all made everybody take it. Or people lost their jobs or their livelihoods. That right there made me not want to take it. That you don't even know if it works, but you want me to take it. To me, the vaccine was equivalent to an asymptomatic person. Because an asymptomatic person, yes, you're better or you don't have symptoms, but you can still pass it to people.
Yeah.
You can still catch it and pass it.
Yeah.
It's the exact same as an asymptomatic person.
Yeah.
So what is it really helping
Yeah.
you, I guess? But I mean, you still catch it. It's not a vaccine like the
It's still
chicken pox.
happening.
Right.
Yeah, like it's
you
not
can
like
still get it.
Yeah, like and you haven't even done research. Basically, we're lab rats. That's what you're telling me. And then we can't sue you for over 50 years. You're untouchable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if I'm
That's
gone
crazy.
before then because of your vaccine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's why they made it so long.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I just don't. I feel like it was a lot. I am not one of those people who would just go with the grain and just go along and get no.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why that doesn't make logical sense. Like
See,
I think they gave everybody something.
to hope for. Like
Well, in a sense, if you think about how many people died, the world was in a panic. What can we give the people to
calm them down.
calm them? Because honestly, if you look back to like the photos and videos of what people were wearing just to go to the grocery store,
full on
they're going to be in
airport.
the history books.
Yeah.
Like our great grandchildren are going to look
We
back
don't
like,
even have
what
history
the
books
fuck
yet.
were you guys doing?
Do you
Like,
know how long I stood in
It'd
line
be
just to get
tablets.
inside of Walmart?
oh really?
Oh
talk
my god, I
about
have
the-
Snapchats of it.
Let's
yeah.
talk about the
Never
toilet
seen
paper
it.
debacle.
Yeah, that too. That's insane.
Toilet paper gate.
Hey, I worked at Walgreens at the time in the pharmacy, and when we would get toilet paper, it was literally like the manager would be like, if you want to get a thing of toilet paper, you better go back there
It's
now.
like selling drugs. Somebody selling
Yeah.
and
drugs in
write
the
your
back.
name on it. I literally have a picture of myself. I'm gonna see if I can find it and I want to put it on the screen. I'm literally like holding like toilet paper, like I got toilet paper,
Oh
like
my god.
isn't it crazy?
Oh my child.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of
There's so many.
everything that could have went out, toilet paper.
Right. I'm like, what did y'all
Was worried
doing?
about wiping their ass.
Yeah.
Every day, 4, 5, 6 times a day. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like that. It's the fact that was the thing that made people be like, oh, not food, not you.
The toilet
We ran out of toilet paper.
Yeah.
We
better
were
get
also out of like the gloves and sanitizer
Oh, yeah.
and alcohol. You know, just rubbing alcohol was
Mhm.
hard to
People want
find.
smart.
But
Yeah.
But you better get you some paper
I don't know
towels.
about the toilet paper. You would think like maybe like water or
Yeah.
like cleaning supplies would go, you know.
Yeah.
Hell no, they
On
not
the
worried
side.
about being clean. They just worried about half wiping their asses.
But I definitely, so I did get the vaccine. And I think my initial reaction to wanting to get it was because my grandmother passed from it, and it was at the very beginning. I mean, like before things had even shut down. And like right when it was about to, like, we at least thought things were like gonna start getting better is when she passed. And it was very quick. And I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I can because my grandfather's still alive. So I'm like, if I ever want to be around him, to protect him. So I'm like, I'm gonna get the vaccine. Did I like feel like I was forced to get it? No, I chose to get it, and I felt like everybody should have been just given the chance to, like, if you want to get it, yes. If you don't want to get it, obviously it's like your right, it's your body, blah blah blah. So I didn't think anybody should have like lost their job, or when they were like,
Or
oh,
they
you
can't
can't come
get a
into a
job.
restaurant.
Yeah,
if you
or
don't
you
have
can't
it,
get a
or-
job because you don't have
I
the
think
vaccine.
that's the part where it was like a little extreme.
Yeah.
But I feel like just, you know, the government and just people in general were in a place where they're like, there are so many people dying and we kind of don't have an explanation. So we kind of got to give everybody something to protect the people.
Yeah.
And they were told that, okay, this vaccine will protect the people.
I also feel like for your situation and when you got it in the household, mom, you know,
Right.
was,
My mom is very immune compromised.
yeah,
so
she
can
was
get a cold
immune
like that if
compromised.
you walk
You were
in.
still working at Walgreens. You were like on the front line. You were essential worker. You were an essential worker. So
Yeah.
for you, that makes sense that you would want to do whatever you felt like you could
Yeah.
to protect you and your family. That
So
makes sense.
That's kind of where I come in. I
Yeah.
was an essential
Being
worker.
in people's mouths.
I'm a dental assistant, so I am constantly getting spit on all day. We were not shut down that long, you know, people got tooth pain, they gotta get it figured out, you know, so it was a no-brainer for me to get it, and I definitely went in knowing like it's not going to keep me from getting COVID. I know it's not,
Right.
and it is kind of, you know, like
It's like the flu shot. The flu shot doesn't stop you
Exactly.
from getting the flu.
exactly.
But it can help with your symptoms and
Yeah, and I knew it was kind of experimental too. I mean, I was like,
You
at
were
this
trying.
point, if that's what gets me, then that's what gets me. Okay, bye.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I was thinking, I need to do what I need to do to protect myself, protect my family. You know, Elijah was completely against getting the shot. And that's fine because he was not an essential, well, he was an essential worker, but he was not in healthcare at all. He wasn't around people at all. So I knew that if at least I was vaccinated, it would prevent me from giving it to him, or it would help, I guess. That's kind of where my mind was. Like if I got it and I'm kissing on him, he won't, you know, I don't know. That's just what
That's where you were.
At
That's
the
that
time.
was it.
But
at
that
the
makes
time.
sense for the time that we were in.
Yeah.
It's like what it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do whatever I can. Okay, if you say this will help, okay, well I got 50-50 chance of
Yeah.
helping or not
And
helping.
you know, we did all
I'm
the
gonna take my
vitamins
chances.
on top of it too, and
Yeah.
I still got it. I got it 3 times, and Elijah's only had it twice. So I don't know if it actually did help or not. I don't think so, but I only did get the very first one. I never got any boosters after that. I just got the first one. And after I caught COVID after getting the first one so easily, and then I caught it the second time when like the first booster I think came out, I was like, you know what, at this point,
It is what it is.
I've had it twice. You know, I'm probably not gonna get it again, and then I got it a third time. We don't need to talk about that. But but you know, I'm getting spit on. There's only so many
protection. you can
yeah,
have.
exactly. There's only so much protection. I could touch a doorknob and get it. I could, you know, things weren't being wiped down
Mhm.
every 5 seconds. Nobody had time for that. I could hit a light switch. Nobody wiped it in like a day, and it just.
I can hit
it
a light
got
switch
me.
and it's over.
That's
Yeah, I
very-
mean, seriously.
Very much the truth.
So, and I'm just not a, what is the word? Holistic person. I'm a take the medicine, get out of pain.
Yeah.
Ibuprofen, Tylenol, give it to me. I'm in the hospital. I had a baby. Give me all the drugs. I want the drugs. I do not.
I want
You're the opposite.
drugs.
You are all holistic. I want all the
Not-
roots
not
and
when it comes to
vegetables.
When it's
If I
when
give him
she's
birth-
pain,
Oh well, yeah.
when she in pain, she want the drug.
Yeah.
Bring me the whole
That's
arsenal.
true. That's true.
Everything y'all got
Yeah.
back there. I
Give me the
want.
juice.
Yeah.
Oh me. Oh, absolutely. Give
Show
me
me
the juice.
up. Oh, it's in my back. I'm
Beat
sorry.
me up, Scotty.
Don't give me no spinal tap. Give me a full intravenous.
Give me all the pain
epidural.
meds.
Okay. The
Epidural.
Get the epidural. Like I was saying. I don't know. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, yes, I do. It's in terms of like healing the body. Like, granted, if I'm in pain now, okay, help me stop the pain now.
Yeah.
But as far as like just putting a band-aid on pain or just like
She want to know how can I make it not happen.
I need to figure out how to stop it completely. Like,
Yeah.
stop it in its tracks. Stop
Yeah.
it at the source.
Right.
So we're not having this problem again. I just put a band-aid on it
Right.
and it's under the surface just boiling the whole
Yeah.
time. And the minute I don't take it, then I'm back in the
Yeah.
same. No, I need to figure out how do I heal my body?
Mhm.
Because my body can heal itself.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as pain goes, I'll take the medicine now and
Hook
I'll figure
me
that.
up,
Yeah.
please.
I'll
But
figure
also-
that out later.
With COVID, I enjoyed it.
Oh, so
I
loved
did.
COVID.
I enjoyed
When
it.
I had COVID, I had the best time.
I did. Yeah, because you were just stuck in the house and like
Yes.
chilling
In the
and
room by
yeah,
myself.
that's.
The worst part was having to take care of. I love you, Kara.
Oh, your poor baby dog with R.I.P.
It's the fact that he put her in the room with me. Like, she don't have COVID. We don't know. So put her in. No, you could have took her out.
That's funny.
But it kept me like moving.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing. Nothing bad happened to me. Nothing. Fortunately, because I know a lot of people lost their jobs. They didn't know how they were gonna pay their bills. A lot of life didn't stop because of COVID,
Yeah.
which is very unfortunate. And I would not wish that upon anybody, and I hope that it does not happen again. But my experience, I did not have huge responsibilities. I had a job that kept me as an essential worker, so I was working.
Mhm.
I mean, we were shut down for like 3 months, but then after that, I was working, and I was fine. So I got to have fun and be comfortable and be bored in the house and the house bored, you
Okay,
know.
one in the house. One in the house.
And play on TikTok. Like I was that was my experience, and I was very grateful for that. My husband's job never got shut down, so we were always provided for, and I just had a very good experience during COVID. So yeah, that's
I wish.
I know.
COVID was like the worst. 2020 was the worst year of my life. Started with my divorce, went straight into COVID. Like I think my divorce, I don't even think the ink was dry on the paper, and then they were talking about shutting it down.
Yeah.
And then my grandma died.
But can we just say thank God that ink dried before it shut
Before
down?
it, hallelujah.
Listen.
I would have been.
Jesus.
Yes, and I remember thinking about that too. I was like, oh my God, like, thank God we were able to get this done
Finalized.
before this, because that would have set
Seriously,
everything
that
back.
would have been worse.
Lord Jesus.
But yeah, to just the whole COVID 2020, because then it went into like the world shut down, then we were trying to get back into something somewhat normal, and then that was when I had like my huge like mental health crisis and almost committed suicide, was in the hospital. So it was like 2020 was not my favorite year, but I also did work during COVID, so I didn't really have time off. At one point I thought I had COVID, and so at that time the protocol was like if you even thought you had it, you were off work, and anybody else who was in proximity of you was also off work. And so I think I was off work for like maybe 4 or 5 days because I was waiting on the results to come back in, and it said that I was negative, so I went back to work. So I maybe got like 4 days off, but other than that I was working. And my mom ended up catching it. And so like trying to take care of her, because she basically slept for like 2 weeks straight. Like she got up to go to the bathroom and that was about it. So like trying to take care of her, and then my daughter, and it was just 2020 was like worst year of my life. I would never want to repeat that year ever again. Yes.
Okay, I need to
Hit it.
Oh my
Please
God,
hit it.
No, stop.
Please
Okay.
hit it, because I've been wanting to talk about it.
I want to talk about this too because I don't
We about to break
understand
the
it.
internet, baby.
I'm not black. I am Puerto Rican with some Dominican, with some Italian. I'm like all the things. Spanish from Spain. I'm all the things. But I am very dark skinned. I feel like I'm like the category above black. Like I'm like right on the line, I feel like. So let me just say the question because I don't understand it, being a dark skinned, dark complexioned person and being treated as such in society. What is the problem, if there's a problem, with a white woman being with a black man?
I don't think that.
There's not a problem, but it's controversial in a sense
It's very
that
controversial.
back in the day, like going back, and probably too far back, but when a white woman was with a black man, he got whipped. He got beat. It was not acceptable.
No,
And-
he didn't get whipped. He didn't get beat. He got hung from a tree.
all of that.
Well, yeah.
All of that.
Like
And
any interracial, that would have
back
happened,
then.
right?
mostly
Besides-
it was because you back
Just
then you
strictly
didn't see
color.
like Mexican person being hung and stuff, but they also weren't like all over here like as much as they are now. So that's why
Yeah.
it's in a
Yeah.
more directed thing to being a black man
Yeah.
being hung, or it was because
That was the largest
a
group
white
of
woman
people
would
that got.
right.
Yeah.
So like, or a white woman would lie and say like
He did something.
he did something when she might have been the one who was wanting to
my
be with him, and then
gosh.
he would be like,
So
no.
when I was looking up topics to talk about today, that was a huge one that I saw on TikTok. Like this guy just went on a college campus and was asking. It was mostly women. It was women and men, but mostly women that would walk up and he'd be like, "What is your most controversial opinion?" That was all he asked. And most of the women in this video said, when I see a white woman with a black man, or snow bunnies, that they're called snow bunnies,
That's what they
it really bothers them. And now granted, this doing a little bit more digging, this college, I don't know what college it was, but it was an all black college, and it was more in the
a
south.
historically black
Yeah,
college.
HBCU.
Yeah, historically black university.
And it was in the south, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
like Mississippi, like
Yeah.
a southern
Atlanta,
state.
Georgia,
Like a
Alabama.
southern
They-
state.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a lot of opinions would differ when depending on the area that you're in. But I've gotten like a second-hand, kind of first-hand experience with this with my mom. My mom is of a white complexion. She's Italian and Spanish, but she's very, very light-skinned. She's white. My dad is black. He's from South Carolina. He is Islander, dark-skinned black. And
He
the
does have
look.
an Islander accent when
Oh
you
yeah, that's why you don't know what he's saying.
I always thought it was just like a country twang. Like I just chunked
No,
it up
it's
as like
beachy.
yeah. I was just like
Mhm.
I always chunked it up as like a South Carolina thing, like a twang, like from.
I mean, there was some of that, but it's
majority
yeah.
of it is an Islander.
Mhm. Yeah.
Never noticed
Yeah,
that
it
until
used to be
now.
way worse. Now it's better because he's lived here for so long. But
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
my mom gets looks all the time, still to this day. Like the way black women treat my mom, and I would say my mom is crazy. Like it's all in her head. If I didn't see it firsthand, like just here in St. Louis, just like she'll go to Popeyes and they refuse to serve her because my dad is sitting next to her. Like it's things like that.
Are you
that,
serious?
Yes.
You're lying.
No, swear. Swear.
That's extreme.
I would own Popeyes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I just
extreme.
don't understand. And then she gets like the dirty looks, and it's
As far as
We
the
are in
actual
that's how
the feeling behind it, a lot of women, I can't speak for everyone, but it kind of comes from a lot of women would like, especially if you're black, would like to be in a black relationship because it was hard for you to find one that was actually
About something.
great.
Yeah.
Or that was like, other people were like, oh my God, I want that.
Yeah.
So like when you see like Barack and Michelle, you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
Where you could see plenty of other white relationships that were not glorified, but like it was normal.
Yeah.
It wasn't normal for black people.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when you see other people of honestly any other race being with a black man that you know was good, because it's a lot of black men out there just ain't shit.
What she say?
But that's for any race.
That's any man.
But when you know you're that person that you're like, I really would like to be in a relationship with somebody that's in my race. When you see them with somebody else, it can make you feel like they're taking all the good ones.
But why is it
So
blamed on the
basically,
women?
It should not be. It should not be, because a lot of times it could be the guy that's their type. That's what they want.
Just what
and
they
that's perfectly
want.
fine. And I don't think anybody should be treated differently. Like, you know, telling them that I'm not going to service you because you're with the black. That's out of this world crazy. Just, it should not be done.
Yeah.
But I can understand the feeling of, like me myself, I would love to have a black love relationship. I would love to be in a relationship with a black man, have black babies, blah, blah, blah. However, I've opened myself up to other races, and it would not bother me to be with another race. But I know what that would feel like if that other race was not accepting of me being with that race. Like if I wanted to be with an Asian man and the Asian culture was like, you're trying to take all of our Asian men, that sounds crazy. But I do understand the thought of, God, there's not that many available, and they're getting.
I don't know.
It all boils down to unity for me. Like, everybody wants to be divided and stay divided. If love is love, then what does it matter?
That's what I'm saying.
And
I've
I
never
think
looked at it like
a lot of
why are
it
they
is
together?
is the mentality that we've had since childhood. We're groomed to think that, like, oh, look at, like, we see our grandmothers and our mothers do, like, growing up, like, oh, look at her, or oh, he with a white, like, we see it since birth. That's been imprinted in our brains. So it's like, even if it really don't affect you, you have no problem with it. But in the back of your mind, it's a little hint, and it shouldn't be, because
I just don't know what about her being white tells you that is a good man.
No,
you have no idea.
No, look. Y'all seen Say Last Dance?
Yeah.
Okay, so that part when Chanel was like,
that's a great
Derek's about something. He's gonna make something of his life.
Yeah.
He's not just gonna make some babies and not take care of them. And here you come, white, so you gotta be right and take one of the decent men we have after jail, drugs, and drive-by. That is what I mean.
He went for her, first of all.
And that's what they always say. They feel betrayed by the men because as soon as they get money or as soon as they start doing well, instead of staying with the women who was holding them down when they didn't have money, they immediately go and find another woman. But in my mind, I never think of it as that. Like, I had to learn to separate myself. Like, okay, well, why does that bother me? And then I start thinking it's because it comes from that whole thought of there's not enough. It comes from a limited consciousness. And if love is love, okay, if he's with a white woman, just like he's celebrated by the black man, I can celebrate a black woman for being with a white man who treats her like the queen that she deserves to be treated like. Like, just as much as you see that, there's also this. People just don't see it often. Like Tia and Tamara Mowry and Taj Mowry and their parents, they have a beautiful relationship. Like that if people spent more time focusing on good instead of harboring and dwelling and letting the bad eat them alive, there's so much more out here. Get out of the box that you're in so that you can actually see it.
Yeah, it's definitely a culture thing.
Box.
It's how you were raised, it's culture, it's staying within that mentality and not getting out of it.
But I also feel like it was all, once again, conspiracy theories, it was by design. The government designed it that way. They saw black homes being too prominent in the Black Panther movement, and black men were actually raising their children in the Black Harlem Renaissance and all of that, and they said, well, we have to figure out how to fix this. The show Snowfall was based on that. Them systematically taking drugs, creating drugs, putting them in the streets, selling them in the streets, pushing them in the streets to divide the black home. Redlining, not allowing them to move into great neighborhoods. Like it's systematically, it's all a part of a system. It's all a part of a system of division. Divide and conquer. If we keep them divided, we don't have to worry about them standing up or unifying.
Yeah. So it definitely is something that started long before we got here, and then of course it just keeps
I just think of like we're in 2024 now. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of things should be different now than they were back in the day.
I mean, there's still racism, which is
wild to me.
Wild.
In 2024, we're still doing this. Wild.
Oh man, that's a topic for another time.
The whole
but then some people argue, is that racist?
Which
is it
means
racist?
The fact that black women get so mad at another race black men for stepping outside of their race or being with another ethnicity because they want to keep
it's ridiculous,
it
but I wouldn't call myself like racist against it. I just don't understand
the concept or
why.
I think you get more upset if it's something that you want. I want to be with a black man.
For sure. You just have to have a good relationship and that's what you want.
I'm wanting that. Somebody else has it. But they think it limits my ability to get that myself because other people are taking it. That's where
I can see that. For sure.
I'm mad because I want that. If you don't want that, you're not mad. You don't care. You're like, great for you. You're in a relationship. Who cares what skin color he is? But I'm getting mad because I want that. You're taking that option from me. Whether that man would have liked you or not. Exactly. Whether that man would have liked you or not. Whether he would have been your type. Whether he would have liked you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
That's probably why you don't got no black man.
People are
too busy worried about the next person and what Jenny over there doing. When you need to self-reflect and fix the internal.
Jessica, Brittany, and Rachel are worried about themselves, and that's why.
Yeah. But God's not gonna send you that man that you want, baby. You can have Tyrone. God's not gonna send you the man that you need or that you want if you're not even ready. Half the time you don't got a man is because you ain't did the work. You ain't did the self-reflection.
Can you hear
when you do the self-reflection, you realize your worth and what you're worth and what you think about. Like attracts like. What you think about, you bring about. So if you're thinking about somebody, or not even thinking about somebody, but you're dwelling in a space mentally, physically, you're embodying the glow of, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I got my shit together. And as long as I'm okay in here, because I honestly believe relationships should be two whole people coming together. You should come to the relationship happy. The goal shouldn't be for me to make you happy. That's not what this is about. The goal is for me to come happy and have my shit together mentally before I even think about being in a relationship with somebody else. Fix yourself.
Period. Fact.
Coming to the relationship with two whole people. And then from there, we can make each other happy. We can dwell in the space of happiness that we've created together, individually and together. You're amplifying, you're magnifying. But that doesn't start by looking at what Jenny got or what Tyrone doing or what Craig doing. Because she probably miserable, really. But you're blocking your blessings and stopping what God got for you because you're so busy worried about the next person. Oh, I feel like that got real deep. I'm so sorry.
Yes. I felt that. I felt so sorry.
Shanana.
Sorry, guys. Back to scheduled programming.
I'm dead. Okay, one thing I want to talk about, because it's just so...
What is it?
I'm ready for it.
We finna ruffle feathers.
Ruffle them.
Would it be okay to take your daughter to a pole dancing class?
How old is she?
Let's say she's 12.
No.
What? 12? Are you out of your damn mind?
She can go to gymnastics.
She can go to gymnastics on the beam.
So, I think it's a cultural thing.
Okay, what is cultural about a 12-year-old going to a pole dancing class?
Okay, so most, I would say, Black people and cultured, like, honestly anybody but like white and Asian. You equate pole dancing
With
to like
sexuality, strippers,
twerking, stripping, that.
ass shaking.
When you're white and Asian, it's more of a, this is a gymnastic thing. This is a Cirque du Soleil. This is a, and it also
that's an
depends
excuse,
but
on,
that's
it
what
also
they be
depends
on,
on where
though.
you're going. I wouldn't take my daughter to somewhere that's, you know, there's girls on the wall that's bent over with a pole, like looking like they're twerking. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think it depends on the atmosphere that you're creating, because those people who are in Cirque du Soleil, they didn't just start working that pole 2 weeks ago. They've been.
I'm sorry.
They didn't start working that pole.
Okay, that's different. If I'm taking my daughter in hopes that she could be in the circus or be an acrobat, and it is included in all the other things that she's learning.
Maybe they got one pole and the
and
rest
it's
is in the
built like the class is built as an art form in itself.
Correct.
That is one thing, but I don't know about a 12-year-old doing that. She should be doing something else with a hula hoop or something. Like, why is she on the
Not
pole?
at 12.
Why is she on the pole? It's just a sensual thing, whether it's in a circus or not. It's always sensual.
But usually when they
opinion.
want to do stuff for like the circus and gymnastics and stuff like that, they maybe have one or two poles. Not like when you say pole dancing, I'm thinking like all poles, like poles.
Right, like there's
10,
poles, there's
poles,
a dance
20
floor,
poles.
there's
Yeah,
platform
but no.
poles.
So if I said a different name, if I didn't say a pole dancing class, if I said this is a
What's the thing that Pink was doing when she be in the rope? When she be in the whatever.
silks.
So,
Yes, like if they're usually like when they're trying to do circus and stuff like that, they're like silks hanging. There's different.
It's the
So it's a-
atmosphere.
But it's because it's been conditioned in our mind that seeing a pole is something dirty.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that, but I would want my daughter in a certain atmosphere. So I
Correct. So
wouldn't be
it's the
against her
atmosphere.
learning it if it's in the correct atmosphere.
It's the atmosphere.
I'm not.
I think it's different to be like, okay, in the class, I'm going to show you how to twirl around this pole, but also shake your ass. No, I'm not saying
Yeah,
I
That's what
want
she
her
gonna
to
do
be in
though,
that.
because that's what kids watch. That's what kids do. Kids are no, and then the minute she drop out of college or shit get rough, she gonna be like, I'm gonna use the skills I got, baby. If I don't know how to do nothing else, I know how to work a
I
pole.
wish my daughter would become a stripper. I would slap.
If I don't know how to do nothing else, I know how to swing around Funtown.
I definitely think differently, only because the atmosphere that I would put her in would be something of you're learning a skill to, because to me it almost is something similar to like when you take them to gymnastics and they have like the what's called like the ninja class, and they have the ropes and they're like, I need you to use your legs, use your upper body to get all the way up to the top. So they're teaching them how to.
Atmosphere.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with taking her to a class where you're showing her how to use her upper body strength, use her arms to hold herself up, use her core to balance and do that. But if it was a class where I'm showing you how to swing around a pole while shaking your ass, of course not. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think any kid should learn how to do that.
No.
But if I'm teaching you how to use your upper core because you want to be a gymnast or you want to go into silks and stuff like that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I'm picturing these kids.
Oh.
These kids like,
But honestly, I would think that age would.
oh God.
I would say like maybe 12.
When you walk out the room, when they have
put you, like,
sleepovers,
on
they
your
is
side.
practicing ass shaking. They listening to Sexy Red.
Right, we were doing
White,
that.
black, well, I don't care what color they are.
Yeah.
Asian, black, white, brown, Puerto Rican, Haitian.
Yeah, we were doing
Y'all
that.
sing Cheetah Girls. Y'all, you remember that song?
I didn't
Yes,
take
I know
class
that song.
to
Yeah.
learn how to do that.
Come on, you just practice. Who?
Right, so they're already doing
So
it.
they're already going to do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right, so I'm not gonna give you the tools. I'm not gonna give you the handbook.
Correct, I'm not. But that's why I said the atmosphere. I would not put her in a class where you're basing this class off of this is a stripper pole class. Hell no, I'm not taking my daughter to a stripper pole class.
So okay, so
But if you're at a gymnastic, there are some, right, you can't control what happens early, but there are some gymnastic places that like, we're
have
going
a
to
pole.
teach, we're going to teach them
That's what
how
I
to
was
go
getting
at the
ready to
top,
ask.
get their core together so they can swing around. Like silks is a part of, like, at one of my daughter's previous gym place, they had silks there. So they were teaching them how to wrap their arms around, be able to pull themselves up, do a
Silks
flip.
is cool though. I
That's
don't think
very
it's strippers when I heard silks.
Excuse me.
I think of circus.
Correct, but that's very similar to a pole, though.
It is very similar. Like when I think
Yes.
silks, I think sex.
I think
Sensual is what
Oh,
I
I don't think sensual when
I
think
think
sensual.
of the
Only 'cause I've seen a
Universal
couple
Circus
circus.
because that was the last time I seen somebody on silks in person.
Mm-hmm.
The Universal.
That's whenever I've always seen it,
Circus.
but I feel
Yeah,
like
I've
that
seen a
shows
circus.
But it was
there's
that
a
man.
bad
It's
rap.
always
Like,
that
I think
man.
all of that has a bad rap.
But he in a circus
Yeah.
though. Like I don't say like you ain't going to no strip club and seeing no silks. If you do, that's a very high end.
That would be a
Yeah.
very
I wouldn't mind.
club.
If my daughter working in there, just be careful. You know you made it to
Oh, see now
you made it to the
different.
top of all the strip clubs, baby. I'm proud of you.
I knew it.
That's another gray. It's another gray one for me.
You made it to the top of the strip. Just don't drink nothing in here.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Take them drinks from people.
I
I
would-
was bitch like in P Valley.
I would have to vet the place. I'm vetting the place.
Mm.
Let me sit in on the class.
Yeah,
Let me see what we got going on, and then from there,
yeah.
I'm still
Decide.
I'm
not fucking with it.
I'm not no. Cause I know
I am.
me. That baby got my blood in her. If
I'm
my
telling you.
mama would have took me to a
Whenever
pole
she
dance
have a
class,
kid.
I would be a stripper right now.
TT
I
will
would-
take you to the class, Spooky.
That's the first time you gonna see me and your TT outside in the streets. You'll be like,
Squaring up.
You ain't taking Emiliana to no class.
Squaring
I'll tell you
up.
that right now. Absolutely not.
I
I got you, Bookie. So that was the end of our controversial topics episode. I'm sure we definitely ruffled some of you guys' feathers with those topics. So if you have any comments on any of the topics we talked about, please put them in the comments below. We would
Be
love
nice
to hear
to us. Be nice to me.
your thoughts
Please be nice to me.
on those topics. But we definitely want to make sure that you are following us on Instagram and TikTok. We definitely post a lot of videos from clips of the episode, but also behind the scenes that we just don't show you guys. Gets pretty funny, so you definitely want to follow us. Look in the description box below and you will see our names there. Definitely make sure that you tune in every Monday for our new episodes. Definitely give us a like and subscribe, because we definitely want to know that you guys like what we're putting out, or give us some extra topics that you guys want us to talk about as well. Don't forget to tell a friend about the Drip Dry podcast. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.